and welcome to EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism, bringing you the latest news highlights of the hour. I am Tabitha John. Do stay with us. The top stories. Horticulture is said to be a key sector for generating hard currency to the nation. And Israel says it has hit 600 Hamas targets in the past 24 hours. Ethiopian Foreign Affairs State Minister received Greek ambassador to Ethiopia, Anna Faru, at his office today. During their conversation, the State Minister, Mesgano Arega, underscored that the long-standing historical people-to-people ties between the two countries need to be elevated to strong bilateral relations to help advance the mutual interests of both countries. Ambassador Anna Faru stated that although the two countries enjoy a long-standing relationship, they leave much to be desired in terms of turning the historic relationship into political dialogue. The Ethiopian Shipping and Logistics ESL announced that it has launched the transportation of soil fertilizer for the Bega, Ethiopia's dry season cultivation season. It was stated that the first ship loaded with soil fertilizer for the upcoming cultivation season docked at the port of Djibouti last night. A ship bearing the name Omorfi Majuro loaded the first 51,420 metric tons of urea soil fertilizer for the first quarter of the budget year crop cultivation season from the port of Adabia, Egypt, and entered SDTV, Port Djibouti, last night. Ethiopia substituted import products worth $350 million in the first quarter of the current fiscal year, Industry Minister Melaku Alebel disclosed. The remark came at a discussion with stakeholders on the national import substitution strategy in the capital Addis Ababa today. Speaking on the occasion, Minister Alebel said Ethiopia on average imports $18 billion worth of products, while its exports have not exceeded $5 billion. Encouraged by this achievement and supported by the strategy, Ethiopia was able to substitute $2.26 billion worth of products over the last fiscal year.
ስሜ ቄስ ጌጋማ ይባላል። በደብሩ ያለኝ ኃላፊነት የስብከት ወንጌል። አጸዱን የዘሩት ከአቡነ በርተሎሜዎስ ገዳም ዘሩን አምጥተው 40 ቆፋሪ 40 ጥንድ በሬ አድርገው ነው የዘሩት። የተከሉበት ዘመንም በአጼ ተክለ ጊዮርጊስ ዘመነ መንግስት ነው። አጼ ተክለ ጊዮርጊስ የኋለኛው ከዘመነ መሳፍንት በኋላ ያለው ሳይሆን የፊተኛው 5 ዓመት የገዙት አጼ ተክለ ጊዮርጊስ በሳቸው ዘመነ መንግስት ነው የተከሉት።
Welcome Welcome back. You're watching ABC World. Moving on to news items selected for detailed analysis. Horticulture is one of the key sectors that generate hard currency to support the nation's economy in recent days. Ministry of Agriculture and Ethiopian Horticulture Producers and Exporters Association held a conference to evaluate the major achievements of 2022-2023 and discuss the 2023-2024 target set on the horticulture sector. Haptamu Ashagri tells you more.
Horticulture is the second biggest hard currency generating sector to the nation's GDP next to coffee sector in 2022-23 fiscal year. Ministry of Agriculture and Ethiopian Horticulture Producer Exporters Association have organized a conference to discuss major achievements and way of forward in the sector. Despite many challenges, Theodoros Zewde, who is Director General of Ethiopian Horticulture Producers Exporters Association, told BBC English that his association registered remarkable achievement.
We have a series of challenges of the impacts of the Russia-Ukraine war. This was inflating the cost of doing business. We had also internal challenge in some of the clusters. Security was critical challenge. So irrespective of this challenge, the sector kept on scoring glittering achievements. As you heard from the presentation, it's the second largest forex earner to the national economy. So it's operating in a very small chunk of land, but the value is very high. We kept on having new employees in some of the new clusters. So these are some of the achievements, I would say. And in terms of capacity building, in terms of broadening the market destination as well, the sector is doing quite good.
The Director General underlined that his association is working to adjust the existing complications to improve the business environment to register further achievements in the horticulture sector.
In the past, we were having about 22 issues on the tax regime of the country. On the basis of the direction of the government, we commissioned a study, and many of the problems are solved through that study document. And we had also a series of engagement with the Ministry of Finance and with the Ministry of Revenue as well. This year, some emerging topics are there, especially two topics are emerging, and we are engaging also the concerned officials. We are also presenting all the needful to the decision makers as well. We hope that it will be solved, otherwise it will complicate the doing business climate for our members.
Efforts are needed to alleviate instabilities, challenges of agro-logistics, tax-related challenges, complex bureaucracies, land lease-related issues, among other problems.
Banana is a staple food in Uganda and plantations are common in many households. However, the stems of banana are normally thrown away after harvesting. A Uganda startup is finding innovative ways of crafting paper products out of banana fibers that often go to waste. Johannes van Dahun presents GTN's Africa's File.
These women are making cutting-edge products out of banana fiber, taking advantage of abundant rotting fiber that would have otherwise gone to waste, giving nature lovers the chance with unique handmade craft work.
The guests love handmade products, so the more the guests in the country, the more we sell. And also the social, what should I call them? They are like the diplomats, people that travel a lot, they love nature. So those are the people who look out for recycled products. We supply a few hotels.
The fiber is cooked to make it soft, then blended and sealed before sun-drying to make paper. Farmers in the community earn some money by supplying the workshop with fiber. In Uganda, local craft is popular amongst foreign nationals, but some locals have started picking interest in the eco-friendly products.
By the fact that somebody could think of something we thought maybe is useless and then make something so beautiful out of it, it's very eye-catching. It, kills the monotony of, the paintings and everything. You see something new and different.
Environmentalists have welcomed the initiative, saying it is a sustainable way of managing waste.
Initiatives that put an economic value to the treatment of waste are definitely good initiatives because they remove the waste, but also the people that remove it are rewarded because they are able to generate an income from the use of that waste.
The designers say they are overwhelmed by the orders, especially from hoteliers and safari lodges.
Our products are custom made. For example, if we are making a card for Moya Lodge to be different from Mihingo Lodge, So they will all want their logos to appear on their cards. So you cannot produce until when they order. So that challenge is quite big, that we are labor intensive. At times we employ so many new people when we have an order, but there are some clients that really give us a very short notice.
Uganda is among Africa's top producers of bananas. The fruit is also one of the most consumed foods in the country, contributing as much as 25% of daily dietary intake, especially in the rural areas. But the stems and fibers stay mostly in used, allowing paper crafters to produce sustainable products out of them.
And finally, the Israel Defense Force has announced it has hit 600 Hamas targets in the past 24 hours. That compares to the 450 they said they had struck the previous day. Meanwhile, thousands of people in Gaza have broken into aid depots to take supplies in what the UN called a worrying sign of civil order starting to break down. People took flour, wheat and hygiene kits after storming this and several other storage facilities in the center and south of Gaza, the agency said. Tigil Sarnesa brings us the following from the BBC.
People are living in ruins in Gaza. The Israelis insist that they hit Hamas targets who use civilians as human shields. America said it had sent Israel another reminder that Hamas are legitimate military targets and civilians are not. In Gaza, the UN fears civil order is breaking down. Its food warehouses in the south were looted. The desperation comes from Israeli siege, which the UN says violates the law of war because of its collective punishment of civilians.
He's saying we have no flour, no water, not even toilets. Our houses were destroyed. No one cares about us. We appeal to the people of the world. The big powers are against us. We need aid. We wouldn't have done this if we weren't in need.
We need fresh water. We need food. We are starving. This is totally unfair. Our children can't sleep.
Further news in Gaza City after patients and staff refused Israel's order to evacuate Al-Quds Hospital. The wards filled with smoke as buildings nearby were hit. Only a few miles away in Sderot, the closest Israeli town, in Gaza, a sense of grim determination has replaced the panic of the first few days after the Hamas attack. Eyal Hajbi, Sderot's head of security, said his nephew and some of his team were killed by Hamas.
We allowed them to come work in Israel, and we thought this would help the ordinary people of Gaza. We thought a good economy would bring some peace, but now we know that only security brings peace. But after 20 rounds of war with Hamas and Islamic Jihad, this needs to be a story that ends here.
Israel's dead are being still identified. The security head says he can't face any more funerals.
That's all we had for now. I'm Tabitha John. Thank you for watching. Have a good time.